On Mozart, the child prodigy. In this essay, we shall discuss the legacy of one of the greatest and most influential composers and musicians of all time, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, with the help of a few questions. So let us begin. Question 1. Who was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart? Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was a renowned composer and musician of the classical era. He was born on January 27, 1756, in Salzburg, Austria, and died on December 5, 1791, in Vienna, Austria, at the age of 35. Mozart is widely considered one of the greatest composers in Western music history. His compositions encompass a wide range of musical forms, including symphonies, concertos, chamber music, choral works, and operas. Mozart's music is characterized by its beauty, complexity, and emotional depth. He was a master of melody, harmony, and counterpoint, and his works display remarkable technical skill and innovation. Some of his most famous compositions include the operas The Marriage of Figaro, Don Giovanni, and The Magic Flute, as well as symphonies such as the Jupiter Symphony and the 18 Kleine Nachtmusik. Despite his prodigious talent, Mozart struggled financially throughout his life. He lived in the era of patronage, relying on the support of wealthy nobles and aristocrats to sustain his career. Mozart faced financial difficulties and had to take on various teaching and composing commissions to make ends meet. Mozart's life was tragically cut short, and the cause of his death remains a subject of speculation. He left behind a vast and influential body of work, comprising over 600 compositions. Mozart's music continues to be celebrated and performed worldwide, and his legacy as one of the greatest composers in history endures to this day. Question 2. When did Mozart begin composing music? Mozart began composing music at a very early age. His father, Leopold Mozart, who was a composer and musician himself, recognized Mozart's exceptional musical abilities and began teaching him music from the age of 3. By the time Mozart was 5 years old, he had already composed some short pieces. During his childhood and teenage years, Mozart composed a significant number of works, including symphonies, sonatas, chamber music, and keyboard pieces. These early compositions showcase his remarkable talent and demonstrate his mastery of various musical forms. Mozart's compositions continued to evolve and mature as he grew older. He composed prolifically throughout his short life, creating a diverse range of music that spans different genres and styles. His later works, especially his operas and symphonies, are considered some of the greatest achievements in classical music. It is worth noting that Mozart's compositional output was not limited to his early years. He continued composing until his death in 1791, and some of his most celebrated works were composed in the final years of his life. Question 3. What did Mozart's early career look like? Mozart's early career can be characterized by his prodigious talent, extensive travels, and the development of his musical style. Mozart embarked on several concert tours during his childhood and teenage years, accompanied by his father, Leopold Mozart, who served as his manager. These tours took them to various cities across Europe, where Mozart performed for royalty, nobility, and the public. These tours helped establish his reputation as a child prodigy and showcased his exceptional musical abilities. His early career saw a prolific output of compositions across various genres. He composed symphonies, sonatas, chamber music, operas, and keyboard pieces. His compositions during this period already demonstrated his remarkable talent, technical mastery, and inventive musical ideas. After returning to Salzburg from their concert tours, Mozart was appointed as the court musician by the Archbishop of Salzburg, Hieronymus von Colordu, in 1773. Mozart held various positions in Salzburg, including concertmaster and court composer. He composed music for church services, as well as instrumental and vocal works for the court. Mozart's early operas played a significant role in establishing his reputation as a composer. His opera La Finta Semplice premiered in 1769 when he was just 13 years old. He went on to compose several more operas, including Mithridate, Re di Ponto and Lucio Silla, which were well received and solidified his position in the operatic world. During his travels, Mozart was exposed to the music of various European composers and absorbed the styles prevalent in those regions. Italian opera and the Gallant style, characterized by elegance and lyricism, heavily influenced his early compositions. He also integrated elements of the Germanic contrapuntal tradition into his works, blending different musical idioms. Throughout his early career, Mozart interacted and collaborated with prominent musicians and composers of his time. He developed a close friendship with the composer Joseph Haydn and dedicated his six-string quartets, known as the Haydn Quartets, to him. His early connections with influential figures in the music world further contributed to his artistic development. Mozart's early career established him as a prodigious and highly skilled composer and performer, laying the foundation for his later masterpieces. Question 4. What was Mozart's musical style? Mozart's musical style is often described as a pinnacle of classical music. He was a master of melody, harmony, form, and orchestration, and his works showcase a perfect balance of emotional depth, technical brilliance, and elegance. Mozart's melodies are characterized by their beauty, grace, and singability. He had a remarkable gift for crafting memorable and expressive melodies that often exhibit a sense of natural flow and balance. His melodies often feature wide melodic leaps, intricate ornamentation, and occasional unexpected twists and turns. Mozart's harmonic language is rich and sophisticated. He employed a wide range of harmonies and chord progressions, skillfully modulating between different keys to create tension and resolution. His harmonic choices were often inventive, utilizing chromaticism and unexpected harmonic shifts to add complexity and depth to his compositions. Mozart was a master of musical form and structure. He effectively employed traditional classical forms such as sonata form, minuet, and trio, theme and variations, and rondo. He demonstrated a keen sense of balance, symmetry, and development within these structures, creating compositions that were structurally cohesive and artistically satisfying. Mozart had an exceptional understanding of orchestral colors and textures. His orchestration was meticulous and innovative, making skillful use of different instrument combinations and dynamics. He maximized the expressive potential of each instrument, creating a wide range of timbres and textures to enhance the emotional impact of his music. Mozart's contributions to opera are particularly notable. His operas display a masterful blend of music and drama, with memorable melodies, expressive arias, and ensembles that beautifully convey the emotions and motivations of the characters. He also demonstrated a deep understanding of the human voice, tailoring his vocal writing to the strengths and capabilities of the singers. Mozart's music encompasses a wide range of emotions, from joy and playfulness to profound introspection and melancholy. He had a remarkable ability to capture and convey a broad spectrum of human emotions, often within a single work. His music can be tender, witty, dramatic, poignant, and exuberant, reflecting the depth and complexity of the human experience. His compositions continue to be celebrated for their timeless beauty and technical brilliance, securing his place as one of the greatest composers in Western classical music. Question 5. Which are Mozart's most influential compositions? Mozart's oeuvre is vast and influential, but there are several compositions that stand out as particularly significant in terms of their impact on the musical world. Some of Mozart's most influential compositions are Symphony No. 40 in G minor, K. 550. This symphony is considered one of Mozart's most iconic and influential works. Its dramatic and expressive nature, intricate counterpoint, and masterful craftsmanship have made it a cornerstone of the symphonic repertoire. The symphony's dark and intense character continues to captivate audiences and inspire composers. Symphony No. 41 in C major, K. 551 Jupiter, known as the Jupiter Symphony, this work showcases Mozart's supreme mastery of symphonic writing. Its grandeur, complexity, and contrapuntal ingenuity have made it one of the most admired symphonies of all time. The symphony's brilliant finale, with its fugal section, demonstrates Mozart's ability to push the boundaries of symphonic form. Piano Concerto No. 20 in D minor, K. 466, this concerto is notable for its powerful and emotionally charged character. Its lyrical beauty, inventive piano writing, and fusion of elegance and intensity have had a profound impact on the piano concerto genre. It remains a beloved and frequently performed work in the piano repertoire. The Marriage of Figaro, K. 492, this comic opera, based on a play by Pierre Beaumarchais, is regarded as a pinnacle of Mozart's operatic achievements. Its intricate plot, memorable melodies, and complex ensemble writing marked a turning point in opera composition. The Marriage of Figaro broke new ground with its realistic characters, social commentary, and seamless integration of music and drama. Don Giovanni, K. 527, Mozart's opera Don Giovanni is considered a masterpiece of dramatic storytelling and musical innovation. It delves into the complex character of Don Juan, blending comedy and tragedy in a powerful and psychologically probing manner. Don Giovanni's vivid characters, emotionally charged arias, and rich orchestration have influenced generations of composers. Requiem Mass in D minor, K. 626, Mozart's unfinished Requiem is one of the most iconic and revered choral works in the classical repertoire. Its haunting beauty, profound spirituality, and intense emotional depth have captivated audiences for centuries. The Requiem showcases Mozart's ability to combine powerful choral passages with deeply expressive solo and ensemble sections. String Quintet No. 3 in C major, K. 515, Mozart's string quintets, including this work, had a significant impact on the development of chamber music. The C major quintet is known for its rich contrapuntal textures, intricate interplay between the five-string voices, and emotional depth. Mozart's exploration of the string quintet genre influenced subsequent composers, including Brahms and Mendelssohn. These compositions represent a fraction of Mozart's influential works, but they exemplify the breadth and depth of his impact on the musical world. Mozart's ability to combine technical mastery, emotional expressiveness, and groundbreaking innovation continues to inspire and shape the classical music tradition. Question 6. What were the innovations made by Mozart? Mozart made several significant innovations in his compositions that contributed to the development of Western classical music. Mozart skillfully integrated elements from various musical styles of his time, including the Galant style, the contrapuntal tradition, and the emerging classical style. He combined elegant melodies and graceful phrasing with contrapuntal techniques and harmonic richness, creating a unique synthesis that became characteristic of his musical language. Mozart expanded and refined the classical forms of his era, such as the symphony, concerto, sonata, and string quartet. He brought greater structural complexity, thematic development, and emotional depth to these forms. For example, he expanded the symphony from a three-movement structure to a four-movement structure, introducing a substantial and emotionally charged slow movement. Mozart's compositions revealed a heightened level of emotional expressiveness, breaking away from the restraint and decorum of the classical period. His music encompassed a wide range of emotions, from profound sorrow and longing to joyous exuberance. He introduced a greater depth of character and emotional complexity in his operas, exploring human emotions and motivations with unprecedented intensity. Mozart's operas were revolutionary in their approach and had a lasting impact on the genre. He departed from the static and formulaic conventions of his time and brought a new level of dramatic realism, psychological depth, and character development to opera. He expanded the role of ensembles and introduced a more integrated and expressive relationship between the music and the drama. Mozart's instrumental writing demonstrated a deep understanding of the capabilities and expressive potential of different instruments. He crafted virtuosic and idiomatic passages for each instrument, exploring their unique timbres and technical possibilities. His orchestration showcased meticulous attention to detail, highlighting the individual and combined colors of the orchestral instruments. Mozart made deliberate and expressive use of dissonance in his compositions. He employed chromaticism and unexpected harmonic shifts to create moments of tension and heightened emotional impact. This use of dissonance added complexity and depth to his music, pushing the boundaries of the classical style. Mozart was skilled at fusing different musical genres and styles within a single work. He seamlessly integrated elements of opera into his instrumental compositions, incorporating operatic-style melodies and dramatic flair. This fusion of genres allowed him to create works that were emotionally engaging and intellectually stimulating. These innovations and contributions by Mozart significantly advanced the development of Western classical music, and continue to inspire and influence musicians and composers to this day. Question 7. What is the legacy of Mozart today? The legacy of Mozart today is profound and far-reaching. His impact on Western classical music and his status as one of the greatest composers in history continues to resonate with musicians, audiences, and scholars worldwide. Mozart's music remains a constant source of inspiration for musicians of all genres. His compositions, known for their beauty, depth, and technical brilliance, continue to be studied, performed, and admired by musicians around the globe. His melodies, harmonies, and forms have influenced countless composers, from Beethoven and Schubert to Mahler and beyond. His works occupy a central position in the classical music canon. His symphonies, concertos, operas, chamber music, and choral compositions are regarded as masterpieces and form an essential part of the repertoire performed by orchestras, chamber ensembles, and opera companies worldwide. His music is frequently featured in concert halls, opera houses, and recordings, ensuring its enduring presence in the cultural landscape. His innovations in musical forms, such as the symphony, concerto, sonata, and opera, have had a lasting impact on the development of Western classical music, and his compositions have set high standards for craftsmanship, structure, and emotional expression, shaping the evolution of these genres and influencing subsequent composers. Mozart's operas hold a special place in the opera repertoire and continue to be staged and celebrated globally. His music has transcended the boundaries of time and culture. It has become embedded in popular culture, appearing in films, commercials, and various media. His compositions are recognized and enjoyed by audiences who may not be frequent listeners of classical music, demonstrating the universality and enduring appeal of his music. Mozart's life and artistic achievements continue to inspire artists in various disciplines. His genius, dedication to his craft, and tireless pursuit of excellence serve as a model for aspiring musicians, composers, and performers. His ability to capture the human spirit and emotions through music serves as a source of inspiration for visual artists, writers, and creators in other artistic domains. Today, Mozart's legacy is an integral part of Austria's cultural heritage. His birthplace in Salzburg, Austria, is now a museum and pilgrimage site for music lovers. The annual Salzburg Festival, dedicated to showcasing classical music and opera, celebrates Mozart's legacy and attracts performers and audiences from around the world. Mozart has now become a timeless figure in the history of music and a cultural icon whose influence extends far beyond the classical music sphere.